Hello, hello. Greetings from me, Ikangelo from Nairobi. And I'm so glad to be here again this time on this live broadcast from Nairobi. It's a live broadcast number 9 on my side. And it's a good evening in this place. It has been chilly somehow, but at least temperatures are changing. And we thank God, and we are so glad. And I'm so glad to be here. If you're watching me, you get time, you want to watch this clip, you can let me know. And let's encourage one another even in this live broadcast, and so that we can continue together. Just maybe to start with, allow me to pray, and so that we can put everything before God. Father, in the name of Jesus, thank you, dear Lord, this evening for your goodness and love. I'm glad and I'm happy, my Father, because you are our Lord and our Savior. Thank you, Father, for TBC, the membership, the leaders, the admin. Lord, remember them, bless them. Together with their families, dear Lord, help them to grow in the name of Jesus. Thank you for your good pleasure and the prosperity of your people. Glory be to your name. As we continue in this discussion, Father, have your way. Thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, thank you so much. As we continue, allow me to go through TBC and talk something now on TBC, and to bring you so that we will be together into the same page. Just want to maybe to start with, allow me to go to the vision, the purpose, and also the mission of this TBC and what TBC is all about. So TBC is, or stroke Kringle, is a private digital currency embraced by the Billion Coin community. So TBC is a private coin. It's a digital currency which is embraced by the Billion Coin community. It has significant value today and will only increase in value with each new member that joins us by 1 grain of gold. So it is based on the number of the members. So as the number increases, the value of the coin as well increases. So it is not market-based, but it is abundant-based, based on the growth of the community. So every time there are people joining, the value of this coin also is going up as well. So it's upon us, when we get to understand this and get to understand the vision and the mission, it will be of good to us so that we can be able to know what we are supposed to do. So those who choose to join TBC community understand the TBC vision and mission of reaching 1 billion members and ending poverty globally. So the vision is to reach 1 billion members, and also to end, and the mission is to end poverty globally. So when you check the TBC purpose, the purpose is to quickly gather and organize 1 billion people and fund them all to properly stand up, both individually and collectively, against the evil agendas of the super wealthy elite to end poverty worldwide. So this one is now by creating billionaire and millionaire within our private community. So it is to quickly gather and organize 1 billion people and fund them all to properly stand up, both individually and collectively, against the evil agendas of the super elite. So TBC coins are the most valuable currency in the world because they are the first abundant-based currency, And during the wealth creation phase of our global currency rollout, you have the opportunity to become millionaires and billionaires automatically from a single one-time purchase of TBC coins. So when you purchase TBC coins, you are a member and purchase the TBC coins, you have the opportunity to become millionaire and billionaires. Crinkles are the smallest change of TBC coins, and most of the community prefer to refer to the units of value in crinkles instead of TBC. So the main thing to understand is that we, by private agreement, will never let the price of our coins go down in value. So we are not going to let the value of our coin to go down. So, and that is why discounting is discouraged completely. We must move as per the price of the coin and also as per the instructions we are getting from our leaders and from the admin, and also as per the rules, the way the system has been set. So we must entrain ourselves to follow the system. We must entrain ourselves to follow the system. So today, I just wanted us to go through the blog here, to go through the blog and check something on this huge announcement. Huge announcement. We are launching cash centers all around the world today. That was on 18th on Saturday. There was a launching of the cash centers all around the world. There is poster and the images down there. And maybe to explain what cash center is, as you can see, this poster here, we have kind of a cycle going on like this. And we have 3 players here. We have the seller, and then we have the buyer, and also we have the cash center. And then, as you can see, you can see the crinkles is with the seller. And then we have the buyer who has money. And then we have the cash center who has other digital currencies like the Bitcoin, the Litecoin, and the Ethereum. So there are some places or in different parts of the world where you find that people, local people, the community who wants to join TBC, and they have cash. They have cash in their hands. They don't have these other kind of digital coins in order to be able to buy from the seller who might be away or outside the country. So you can see we have this buyer here. We have the seller who has the crinkles. The buyer wants to buy the crinkles and wants to register, and the money, you cannot send the money to, maybe the money cannot be used elsewhere. Maybe it's only used within that country. So cash centers has come in now to help to facilitate this transaction of buying or registering into TBC. So you can see we have the seller here who has the crinkles, and there is a buyer who is interested, wants to buy the crinkles. And for this buyer to be able to register, because the registration you pay via either PayPal or Bitcoins or Litecoin or Ethereum. And you see that maybe this seller doesn't have these coins. So he will refer you to the cash center. So you will go to cash center. The buyer goes to the cash center with the money and do the paying of the fee. The paying of the fee. He gives the money here to the cash center, and then the cash center person sends the Bitcoins or Litecoins or Ethereum worth the amount which the person has been given and sends them to the seller. So the seller receives the money in form of Bitcoins or Litecoin or Ethereum. And then now after he receives the payment through that form, the seller now sends the crinkles to the buyer. So the buyer now has a wallet with crinkles. So here you can see that the cash center will always, as it has been designed, the cash center, because to help him now to facilitate this, the cash center will be charging a 20% on top of the registration fee, and also on top of the $100 purchase of crinkles. So the buyer will go to the cash center with 110 plus now 20%, which means he will go here with 132 shillings, so that the cash center person can release now the digital currencies in form of Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, but he will now send these currencies to a total of 110. The 22 percent on top belongs to the cash center. That's now the profit or the commission the cash center is getting in order to facilitate this transaction. So when we go to read down here, you can see that today we'll go down in TBC history. Today, that means on Saturday 18, we'll go down in TBC history as one of the greatest days ever. 99.9% of the world population have not yet entered the cryptocurrency space, and TBC will lead the way in changing that. TBC by itself is learning curve for its new members, and as time goes on, most of our new members will enter the world of cryptocurrency with TBC being their first experience. It has been complicated. It has been complicated to bring in new members that have zero experience with cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, because each cryptocurrency has its own learning curve to pass through. Admin only accepts Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum for payments of the $10 fee. So the admin only accepts payment in form of Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum for the payments of the admin fee of $10. Up until now, new members needed to pass through a couple of learning curves in the cryptocurrency space in order to get started with TBC. Today, TBC launches cash centers around the world so that new members will not have to figure out how to get another cryptocurrency in order to participate in TBC. So they will not have that hassle. They can just go to a local cash center to make payments in cash, and the cash centers will have the needed cryptocurrency and know how to complete global payments. So must have that knowledge. The cash centers will not be brick and mortar businesses. They are individuals that operate on a peer-to-peer basis in the cryptocurrency world. All transactions will be private, and these cash centers are not acting as public exchanges. TBC is a private member-only group, and we have our own private money called TBC. We have our own private money called TBC. Our objective is to sign up 1 billion members over the next year or two. You can see that is now our objective. That's the objective of TBC, is to sign up 1 billion members over the next year or two. over the next year or two. These cash centers do not offer their services free of charge. There is a 20% fee to use these cash centers, which the buyers holding cash will pay. This will save the buyers both time and possibly money, because it can take a bit of time to go through the learning curve on how to buy Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, which are all volatile market-based cryptocurrencies, and sudden drops in price are common. It will just be easier for newbie to go to cash center and pay in cash to participate within our TBC community. 20% is very reasonable under these circumstances. If a buyer just wants to pay the $10 admin fee, they will need $12 US dollar cash in hand in order to use a cash center. Better yet, if the buyer wants to also complete purchase of $100 from TBC seller, long distance from the buyer location on top of paying the $10 admin fee, the buyer will need $132 US dollars cash in hand to complete the transactions. 20% of $100 is $20 is $20, and 20% of $10 is $2. Added to the $10 and $100 in transaction equals to $132. The main math is straightforward. The buyer is assured that the $110 in transaction is paid in full, regardless of the movement in the price of these market-based currencies being used. 20% should be more than enough to cover the fluctuations in price of these market-based coins, so that the cash center is profitable. Everybody wins. You see, everybody wins. The cash center, the buyer, and also the seller. Everybody wins. Important note: payment to admin must take place within 15 minutes of selecting a coin payment option, and this should be done during the meet-up with the cash center and not before. After 15 minutes, the coin value has changed too much to accept the amount shown in Kringle Cash back office. So always initiate the process to pay when coins can be delivered online within that 15-minute window. It's normally changed because of the fluctuation of the price. As a member of TBC, if you own at least $10 in any of the aforementioned coins, then we would strongly encourage you to register to have your own cash center and enjoy the profits coming out of it. Me, myself, have registered for this, and I'm yet now to enjoy this benefit. So if you are a member, we encourage you also to join and be part of these cash centers, also to help facilitate in this transaction. All things start small and then grow. We want to establish a very large global network of cash centers as fast as we can as a community. The more cash centers, the better. The more cash centers, the better, because it will facilitate the sign-up process and payment of the admin fee and purchase of Crinkles as well. Between the 3 send button meetings we now hold weekly, we have about 10,000 viewers per week. If all of these viewers open up a cash center, then we'd have a strong global network of cash centers globally. But So you see, if all of these 10,000 viewers become cash centers, then we will be able now to be strong, and we will be able to facilitate that faster. That's what I'm hoping will happen. So for goodness sake, don't hesitate to open up a cash center. Our members are recruiting globally, and any one of them could be trying to recruit one of your neighbors. So in this, if you open a cash center, you might be the best choice to complete the needed transactions for a 20% profit in cash. You win. Fast forward in time and see the vision here. Imagine, no matter where a new member may live, there is a cash center just few miles away from them. So to register to become cash center, your send button on your TBC wallet must be turned on, which means you have paid the $10 admin fee to admin and are in good standing with the TBC community. Go to the send button area of your Crinkle Cash back office at the bottom of the menu and click send button and select cash center registration and fill out the form. So when you go down at the Crinkle Cash back office, you'll be able to see that form. When you click here, you'll be able to see the form. You just click this one, Cash Center registration form, and then a form will come, and then you'll be able now to register. So as it has been shown here, the send button is here, and then you go down to Cash Center registration form. So from there you can fill the form and then submit to become one of the Cash Center people. Carefully fill out the form with accurate information. They need accurate information, especially the physical address part. This is very important. The physical address part is very important. We are using a Google Maps API. When you fill in the address, it will pop up some known addresses, and you need to select the correct one in order for the map to work properly. Like it says on the form, don't use your home address. That is not safe. Use an address of a coffee shop or some other safe public place to meet near you. The address fields will automatically fill in when you do this the right way. Use find address to engage the Google Map software that will fill in the address for you. So you can see this is now the form where you can fill the Bitcoin address and how much you have it. This is the slot where you can fill in. And then also about the Litecoin, the Ethereum, you fill it here. And then the address, when you click here, when you click the place where the Google Map can identify, then the Google Map will be able to fill in these other places of longitude and others. Then you fill the city, the state address, and all that. Then you'll be able now to submit. So before you submit, there is this button where you check and then you submit your form, and then later you'll be contacted and given the information of the update. So, and then there is a small box to check before you click the submit button. Integrity is a must in order to run a cash center. Integrity is a must. That means there should be honest transparency. This is a must. So sellers need to have confidence that the cash centers will not steal their clients from them. We all recruit globally, and cash centers can make this a lot easier for all of us as long as we can count on honesty and integrity within our TBC community. So even if the buyer suggests that they'd rather do business with you directly as cash center and cut out the seller, you must say no. You can get such kind of suggestion, but you must always say no. Otherwise, the seller can easily report your abuse and your send button will be turned off. And we will close your cash center. Stupid is as stupid does. Stupid is stupid does. It has been put in capital. So sellers, if this abuse happens to you, click on help desk in the Kringle Cash back office and open an abuse ticket and report in detail with screenshots of chats, sessions, and such to support. We will then reach out to the cash center and get their side of the story as well as the buyer. Justice will be served. So TBC will ensure justice is served to all the people. This is where now normally where you can submit your ticket in so that they can send you a mail where you can respond to that mail and give the content of your whatever you want to report. There is a button for abuse, then there is also these others. So when you click here and then you fill the information and then you submit the ticket, then you'll get an email that will prompt you to reply. So we had many cash center registrations before we added the Google Map API, and we need all of those members that have already registered their cash center to edit their physical address in order to resolve the map. So just click the link that leads back to the form and fix it. You just click the link, the form, and then you fix it. So those who had filled before, there is some additional now the API which has been added. So you will find when you go when you go back to your cash center and you click this cash center registration, you'll be able to see that prompt for you now to update. So you update and send it back. You can check on any cash center in our system by clicking on your account in case Kringle Cash back office and select make payment with cash. You select make payment with cash at a cash center. Check on yours to make sure the map works properly. Here is an example of how it should look. The map allows you to zoom and go to satellite version to see this. This is how it should look now. You can see when you use the satellite, you can be able to see the streets, you can be able to see the building, and then you can be able now to see the pointer here, which points to where the cash center is. So it will help you to access. You'll be able to know which street to take and which building to access the cash center. So this will be good and it will help to facilitate the transaction within the TBC. So if you own large amounts of Bitcoin, Bitcoin or Ethereum, you are in a strong position to profit from building a network within our cash center network, and that is encouraged. It will be a network within a network. An admin has done the hard part for you. Start with your country and contact all of the registered cash centers and offer to supply them coins to complete transactions. Remember, we are only asking members to have $10 of any going to open cash center because we want to build up the network as fast as possible. So one by one, contact the cash center starting within a country and see if there is a way for them to forward money to you, like with PayPal or mutual bank you both use. If they can easily send you money, then you can be their cryptocurrency supplier. You should get half of the 20% the cash center collects from the buyers as the fee. That's 10% profit for both of you. Have an agreement with them in writing to be safe. Once buyer contacts one of your cash centers in your network and the cash center needs access to your coins, immediately work out the arrangements of how you will get reimbursed for your coins the 10% fee that belongs to you before the buyer meets with the cash center. Then follow that plan exactly. If a cash center is ever dishonest and doesn't follow the plan laid out in a chat or email, then report them as abuse as described above in this article. Don't take stupid risks. Start small with each cash center and build up the trust. Most transactions should be for the $110, and if it is much larger than that, take the necessary precaution to make sure your money is safe, like getting paid up front before you send the coins. So this is an opportunity for some of us to be able now to create an opportunity for business. If you own large amounts of coins, you should open an account with a major exchanger like Bitstamp, which allows you to quickly move coins into US dollar or euros to protect yourself from falling prices in these market-based coins. Most of us that have large amount of coins have already figured that out. But these small cash centers don't own enough coins to be concerned about that. A small cash center should be happy with the 10% they get just for being a location close to the buyer because they don't have enough coins to cover the buyer's needs. Suppliers like you are an important part of this plan to spread cash centers quickly all around the world. Just be smart. So abundance for all is a great idea, but as you can see, honesty and integrity are necessary in order to transform the whole world into one where we can enjoy this site. So that's all about the cash center services. And you as a broadcaster, you should join and be able to be part of it so that we can grow together and increase our numbers in the community. So it's a good idea for all of us to be part of this and increase the number of the community by growing the community and facilitating this transaction so that we can grow together. I sincerely appreciate and I thank you for this great time you've given me to share this with you. As I finish, allow me to pray. Father, thank you. Bless us, bless the viewer and everyone who is able to see and to follow these guidelines, even in the block of TBC. Bless our leaders and the admin, and remember each and every one of us and their families. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful time and be blessed. Amen.